Yeah, and her partner was talking shit and getting in their faces and being uncooperative and
who cares?
perhaps even
Yeah.
obstructing the ICE officers' efforts to apprehend whoever they were in the process of trying to apprehend.
That's
and maybe
the other
that was their
thing.
whole goal.
That's a gray area. It's not like here's a crime scene and we want you to stay out of the crime scene. It's we're a moving crime scene. It's not like yellow tape around a body. It's just like a moving wherever we want to be. That's the crime scene, and wherever we tell you and what to do and get out of the way, you have to listen, or I'm going to shoot you.
I remember the second thing that I wanted to bring into this, which is...
Yeah, well, hurry up and say it before you forget it.
All right. Well, why'd you interrupt me? I can't remember it now. No, I got it.
What happens when three high school friends reunite during a Trump apocalypse? I'll tell you what happens. They do a podcast, little buddy.
I grabbed her by the Peace Prize.
You are watching Generation Exile.
Dude, I am delivering on Patreon. I am putting the uncensored, unvarnished, real, unredacted Mr. Newberger AI funnies on Patreon before they even get uploaded to YouTube. So like, for example, today, I did this video I just described to you about Eric Trump in Greenland. And in one scene, he falls face forward in the snow when he's being chased by a sled of huskies. And then, of course, a yellow stream of husky urine starts falling, on his face or his head as he's laying face down in the snow. And I was all ready to post that to YouTube, and I was like, they didn't like me splattering Stephen Miller with ketchup. What are they going to say about, Eric Trump getting urinated on my huskies? Yeah. So I had to make like a second version. This is what I was doing when I was late. I was like, I got to make a second version. But the Patreon folks got the, the urination video, and the
satirical Monty.
Yeah.
This is like the people who bought laser discs in the early 80s and got the R-rated version of Saturday Night Fever.
Right. Yeah. You're getting like exclusive content. And I also I like to post my alt songs. Like I did a country song a day or two ago about J.D. Vance called Shady Vance. And I originally wrote it as a hip hop song. And the hip hop song was pretty like hardcore. I should play you give me 1 second.
I saw Shady Vance. I thought that was great. I would love to hear the hip hop version.
I play a few bars of it.
Because I'm thinking now how that could easily probably cross over.
Well, I have a theory about how
ahead,
hip hop and country are two sides of the same coin, because they're the only genres where the singer will sing in the first person about their real life while they're killing people. Or, about how great they are. Or, it's very confessional. There's a lot of confessional country music. There's a lot of confessional hip hop music. I think it's very similar.
Story songs, right? It's definitely got that crossover. Here, let me see if I can't play you a few bars of this. This is, of course, on my Patreon, Mr. Newberger AI Funnies Unredacted. But here is Shady Vance was almost a rap song.
Shady Vance wants to
be a
big cheese.
Can you hear that?
Someday, Shady Vance bends the knee just to please obey. Shady Vance on TVs, pedal sleaze all day. Shady Vance like a flea on Trump's sleeve. Okay.
Shady Vance, cute fucker. Shady Vance, plump tucker. Shady Vance, trust sucker. Shady Vance, lips pucker. Shady Vance.
Is that Kevin Maloney at the bottom?
Oh wait, I'm trying to turn it off with the wrong button. 1 second. Okay, sorry. Your question.
Is that Kevin Maloney in the comment section down there?
I think so. Yes, it is Kevin Maloney. He's a fan in every platform we have. He's Love a beautiful Kevin. One. He got a name check in our last episode. I don't know if it's made it to air yet, where I was telling you he did not like one of my songs.
Yeah.
And then realized, did I tell you the follow-up to the Kevin Maloney story?
I'm not sure.
he wrote back like a day later and said, "Hey, I am so sorry. I was playing your song on like my speakers in my car, and it wasn't playing the bass line. So I didn't like it because I didn't hear it in its full glory." He retracted his dislike for my original song.
Kevin likes the bass.
What a
Likes
mensch.
Yeah, he likes his bass. But
What a
like you
mensch.
hear that rap song is pretty good, I thought. I think from a understanding the lyrics perspective, country is kind of like easier to get the lyrics on the first listen to.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
for the song that I was writing or trying to convey, it felt like I needed it to be kind of clear what I was saying about good old Shady Vance. So that's why I went
Agreed.
country instead of hip hop. But I like Patreon now because I can put my grooves on there, my alt grooves, and my uncensored stuff. So is it like is it working in terms of as like a revenue model? I don't know. I got 89 people and 15 of them are paying.
It's
Gotta
not
start
bad.
somewhere.
Good start.
Ask me how many people are paying for my creative outlets. I need cash.
Yeah.
People,
Yeah.
I need
Cold hard.
cash.
Cold hard cash. We're a little stalled here with our Generation Exile ramp up. So we're gonna have to strike a little gold in January, February.
I think the algorithm is like, I meant to tell you guys about this. Like, not that we're being hidden, but I talked to my mom yesterday.
Yep, she's not seeing our shit.
And she was like, "You guys haven't done a show in a while." And she's actually turned out to be a regular viewer. So
I love that.
And
oh, Nedra.
And she's like, "You haven't done a show in a while." I'm like, "I just uploaded one a few days ago, and there was one like 5 days before that." And she's like, "Oh, I haven't seen them." It's like, well, that would explain why our numbers are so low.
Where does your mom go to see the show, though? Is she watching like YouTube proper? Or is she climbing on like the channel from
she goes on
YouTube?
to YouTube and she subscribes, and so she goes on to YouTube. I don't know that she knows enough to like go to the channel and see the channel feed. But usually if you subscribe to something and there's a new video, it shows up on your main page of YouTube.
Exactly. It pops into your feed.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to try.
So she hasn't been getting that.
Oh, that's disconcerting. But...
I mean, it certainly tracks with the YouTube experience I've been having since mid-December. It wasn't until this week, I think I mentioned to you guys, that my traffic kind of came back.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like holiday breaks or they're trying something different out there, but I couldn't buy like viewership, and I'm doing the same thing I always do. It's not like the quality is like going up and down. It's the same thing. So there's no rhyme or reason,
Well, that ice video of yours got 6 figures of views, so
Yeah.
that was at least mini viral as far as
That
I
one-
could tell.
that was my comeback.
Oh, call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
The ICE recruitment video, indeed, Mike. That one has 165,000 views at this point.
Yeah.
And YouTube is telling me it's 7.7 times higher than the usual. More subscribers are watching it. So like that's what's going on.
Well, you mentioned Greenland before, so you covered Greenland in the AI Funny. You covered Minneapolis.
I did.
The other big thing, and I just want to kind of talk about this from 30,000 feet, is Iran, because we'll talk about all of these in detail.
Yep.
But
Because
what's going on?
30,000 feet is where we're going to be dropping our bombs from.
Right.
But these are all really big deals. But when you step back, you notice that Trump caused, it indirectly, albeit Minneapolis. He's totally causing the whole Greenland story.
Yeah.
And Iran, he has nothing to do with until he starts saying we're going to bomb them.
Right.
So, what we're not talking about this week is Epstein.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Epstein files.
Wag the dog. Wag
Which,
the fucking dog.
By, they were supposed to release the Epstein files legally by December 19th.
Right.
In their entirety. Only 1%. Only 1% of the Epstein files, my Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
1% has been released. So
Yeah.
They are 99%
and no one cares because, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention we started a war with Venezuela. We kidnapped their head of state.
Yeah.
Did I forget to mention that?
Yeah, he's doing
That's a big
everything in his power to protect himself and the other billionaires who are caught on that list. A few snuck out, by the way. I don't know if you who's that? He's like a Jerry Bruckheimer level creative. You've heard of his like productions and films. He was named by one of the victims of the Epstein list. Not Jerry Bruckheimer.
Definitely not Jeffrey Katzenberg.
No, not Katzenberg.
He's gay, so.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's Geffen who's gay, isn't it? Maybe it could be Jeffrey Katzenberg.
I think it might have been. I don't want to say who it might have been. Michael Bay,
the director.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That
One of the
doesn't
victims,
surprise me.
named Bryant, let's say just last name, claims she met Michael Bay with Epstein a year before he directed the film The Island in 2005, which I don't remember seeing. And you know, her story of his advances on her, it tracks with like some story of Epstein being in Arizona, you know, up to no good. So, and that former Clinton era Bill Richardson is involved in that same time period. So,
wow.
And so is former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak.
Yeah. Did you? I was reading through. Have you guys seen J-Mail?
No.
Some very clever fellas took that from that last dump of emails.
Yep.
They took them all, the PDFs, and ran them through a script that converted the whole thing into a website that looks just like Gmail. So you can go through all his emails as if you're in his inbox.
Oh, that's cool.
Makes it very easy. And I was going through it and I'm like, what the fuck does Noam Chomsky have to say to this guy? You know? So,
right.
And Noam Chomsky is,
I saw that picture.
Yeah. Noam is Noam. He's just talking about hegemony and Israel being terrible and all these things. But he goes on this whole thing about Israel. And I think this was like from 7 or 8 years ago, but he starts like analyzing Israel and how they're sort of like a military puppet of of the U.S. and the colonial this and that, this whole long thing. And then the next email, like Epstein read that, and the next thing he does is forward the email to Ehud Barak and said, "Thought you would find this amusing." And I'm like, oh, what a bitch! Like,
that's
great.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I gotta check out this J-Mail.
Yeah.
It's like, it reminds me of when the was it the WikiLeaks came up, where they like just posted everyone's email for, you know, like a 5-year period on not Wikipedia but WikiLeaks.
right.
And you could search it and find, you know, anything you wanted, contacts, phone numbers, everything. So yes, Michael, to your point, the distractions are working.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Epstein.
Well, we are, but only.
Yeah, I mean, we are.
Because we're like a dog with a bone. We're 3 dogs with 1 bone.
It's hard though to like fully be talking about Epstein when ICE shoots like a United States citizen, like a woman with a 6-year-old in her SUV, you know, in like one of these like triggered, you know.
Well, she didn't use with her 6-year-old. She didn't.
No, she has a 6-year-old who's
she has
orphaned now.
Yes,
is what I mean to say.
But
I was just sort of summing up her whole thing.
There was a dog in the car, and that dog is orphaned.
The dog is orphaned. The child is orphaned. The lover. She had like a lover or a wife. I don't know which it was.
I think they were married.
So then the
She had
wife
a
is
partner.
widowed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I have to assume our viewers have seen the footage because I mean my streams have been bombarded. You know, I've seen it from many different angles. And within 24 hours, I started to see, I think, AI shaped versions of the video.
Yep.
Which, it's just such a great reminder that in this day and age, it's really, you can't just like follow a feed through Instagram or YouTube and assume you're seeing real things anymore. Some of these things are just not real. They're modified, but
if you speed up the whole incident to 8 times its speed, then yes, Ms. Good is driving through the cops like a battering ram. But if you put it at normal speed, she's sort of like easing, forward. And the two most recent video drops, the previous one was like Don Jr., throwing it out there as this is the cop's cell phone proving that she tried to kill him. And the one that followed was like a frontal shot of the windshield where you see her turning away from the police officer. Those are the most two recent videos that we've seen.
I can only point to the fact that he puts his gun directly into the driver's side window to shoot her. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're not in danger if you're on the side of the car as it's moving forward, unless she opens her door real quick. She might bang his knee.
This is not the Zapruder film, in that there's no enigma as to what happened, and these articles that are both siding this are fucking morons. This is not a case where the right believes what their narrative is and the left believes what their narrative is. It's like the video is showing you what happened.
Yeah.
And if you're just interpreting because you have the feels that this is what happened versus looking at the video and seeing what happened, you're an idiot.
I gotta respectfully disagree with you there, Jer, because I think there is just enough ambiguity in the set of circumstances that took place to create, to turn this into a Rorschach test, to turn this into, you look at this and you're going to see what you want to see. If you're on the right, you're going to say, you're going to find all the supporting evidence to say she was out of hand. Look at what the partner said before the shooting. Look at she was, you're going to have enough to complain about. Yeah. What's amazing to me, though, is that no one on the right is saying, it was justified, but, it should still be investigated.
Well, before you move to that, what's ambiguous? The bullet holes are on the side, window. The woman is seen saying...
I saw a bullet hole in the windshield.
On the far left corner of the front windshield is one bullet.
His
and
first
two
shot
are on the side.
Yeah, his first shot is he's in front of the car. That said,
not fully.
Not fully. He's on the driver's side front of the car.
Yeah.
Probably
he's in the front corner.
Yeah.
He's in the front corner of the car.
But what is the ambiguous part? Just the hearing the statement from the wife, ahead of the incident?
Well, yeah, because these were not cooperative citizens. They were. I'm not saying they. By any means, don't get me wrong. I totally think this was
I know you're a lefty,
unjustified.
You're a lefty liberal
unjustified shooting.
So you don't have to.
But I see enough ambiguity to get why people on the right. But the thing is, this is so inevitable. This was bound to happen when you rush to staff up ICE, when you offer $50,000 bonuses to sign people on.
Yeah.
When you're willing to, cull the dregs of the employment pool to staff up, a brutal process. And it's been communicated from the top down that
I agree with you on all that.
Yeah. We want this to be a brutal process. We don't care. Yeah. We're not looking to coddle. And so out the door goes the normal training, restraint, and law enforcement is a tough job. You got to put up with a lot of shit. You got to deal with a lot of cranky people, whether or not you deserve it. And not everyone is respectful to officers of the law the way they should be. So what I'm saying is, if you're a cop and you see someone disrespecting a federal agent, immediately you're like, okay, my timer's going off.
This is an ICE guy, though.
I know. He's a federal agent.
So he's not a cop.
He's not a cop.
No, but he's got, in some ways, more power.
He's a proud boy.
He also got
I have no evidence for that, but I'm just saying
he's triggered from a incident that happened 4 or 5 months ago.
Yep.
That of course no one knows this until now, right? So that's not exactly color commentary. We can say, well, you should have known this guy was triggered, but I don't see as any ambiguity in the actual shooting based on the videos that have been released, because the officer is not directly in front of the car. The way that the bullets are fired and the timing of when he fires them,
Yeah.
which is after she's already started to turn the wheel, which is all viewable in the videos. And also, if you want to back up like 5 seconds to the tone of this woman and what she says to the guy before he loses his temper, something to the effect of "I'm not mad at you" or something like that.
It's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah, to me, like, we're seeing like the full on evidence, and the only ambiguity is like thousands and thousands of words being thrown at this by like right wing assholes who just try to gaslight everything that happens in the news. I don't see it as ambiguous, this particular shooting.
So
I think others maybe.
I see Mike wants to jump in, but I gotta say, I want to, because there's three things I think we gotta put into separate buckets and talk about all separately. The first is what Mike was talking about, which is the recruiting. Because it goes even beyond that. The recruiting, they are looking for trigger happy people.
Right.
The second thing, I forgot the second and third.
This is the stand by part of stand back and stand by.
Right.
They're waiting for the Proud Boys and one percenters to come join the ICE.
The speed with which they're ramping up staffing, the quantity, Dave.
Well, yeah, no, I get that. But even that, the way that they're recruiting people, I did a little like look-see into this because I wanted to sound somewhat informed today. And I am informed. So
inform us.
Our government had a $100 million marketing budget to recruit people, or $100 million recruiting budget. And part of that was digital marketing, and digital marketing that was targeted in a hyper-focused way. Now, these are all things that like I'm aware of because I used to be a digital marketer. So they were using first just finding people's preferences, or going to like podcasts that are conservative leaning, advertising on there. They're not advertising ideologically free. They're looking for conservatives who are pissed off. They're advertising to gamers. And they're like enticing them with like, you can like run this game in your real life. But I think what the most nefarious was, they're using geofencing technology, which means like when you walk into a specific area, and it could be, you set up the border, and it could be streets, it could be city blocks, it could be a whole state, it could be Target. You're in Target. If you ever got push notifications in Target, that's because of geofencing, right? So they're geofencing when people go visit a military base. Hey, this is someone who's interested in military stuff. They're going to get, so when they open up a web browser or social media, they're getting these targeted ads. They're doing that for NASCAR races. But the one that was most troubling was they would just geofence fucking gun shows. You walked into a gun show, you open your phone, you want to take a picture of you with your new gun and show it to your friends on social media. You open up social media, and it's like, hey, join ICE. And,
Wow.
So, I mean, and
That's
they are
amazing.
targeting people who are already aggrieved, love guns, and want to do something about it,
Yeah.
And so,
Scary shit.
And then they, as Mike pointed out, their training process was an accelerated whatever. And this was all bound to happen, and it will keep happening. And I think it will happen more because the Trump administration's response has been to essentially give cover to all these ICE agents for the future.
But not even question cover. Impunity, absolute immunity. He wants them
immediately.
to have.
Immediately.
Not even like, let's investigate and get to the bottom of this. He's like, don't care about the details. He's good in my book. That's scary as hell.
I don't. We've talked about this before. Dave doesn't like cops. I like police officers. I have respect and admire, the protect and serving component of our country's sort of system in a state and local way. Look, I hate getting tickets when I speed, and I hate, the corrupt cops and there are corrupt cops. There's no thin blue line in my mind. There's good cops and there's bad cops, just like there's good plumbers and bad plumbers. But this ICE force is no longer the ICE force pre-Trump, which
Agreed.
is military or police inclined law enforcement that got jobs, helping protect the border. This is different. This is a militia that's been put together by the Trump administration under the guidance of like Stephen Miller, the first Jewish Nazi, in order to exactly instill fear into the families of undocumented, to essentially try to kick out, to stop immigration on all levels, from refugees to regular immigrants to people that have been dreamers in this country, born here, to immigrants to undocumented, just like the most draconian policies. And that's what this army of imbeciles is. And they are trigger happy and triggered. And they will do these kind of shooting events more frequently because they are pretty much backed by Trump, don't care about humanity enough to not shoot like a woman in her car, and are very often racist. And this has got to stop. We don't shoot people we don't like in this country. That's not how it works.
And if you're law enforcement, you don't shoot civilians. You're trained to have a high tolerance for the vicissitudes that befall law enforcement services.
Yeah, if this guy was like having trouble, he should have been nowhere near this duty. He was not ready to come back.
And that is a traumatic experience, and you wouldn't want to throw someone back out like that.
I want to talk about a very specific point that I saw in the videos. You saw it from different POVs. You saw it from his body cam at some point. You saw it from you didn't see his body cam.
No, you saw his fucking cell phone footage.
Yeah,
that was his cell phone. That was his cell phone.
He didn't have. They don't even have body cams.
Yeah, they didn't. The FBI's not cooperating. A, and B, that guy's body cam would be interesting if he had. I don't know that he didn't have, but the crash you heard in that video you're about to talk about was him dropping his phone. It wasn't getting hit by a car, as people were indicating.
Okay, but I saw at least one version of the video where after the car drives off and she's either dying or dead, and a couple seconds later it slams into another car.
Fucking bitch.
You heard that fucking bitch.
Yeah, that's highly incriminating.
That's it. That's it right there, because
that's the ball game for you.
That's the emotional commentary that he could not help but blurt out because it was an emotional experience.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I find that very damning. And it looks to me like he lost his fucking temper and shot this woman because it wasn't going their way.
She
didn't get out of the car.
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't get out of the car, but she's still a U.S. citizen who
she's
hasn't
like
committed.
A lefty lesbian, in a knit hat that's like up in his.
Yeah, and her partner was talking shit and getting in their faces and being uncooperative and perhaps even obstructing the ICE officers' efforts to apprehend whoever they were in the process of trying to apprehend. And maybe that was their whole goal.
That's a gray area. This ICE, obstruction, perimeter that's being created. It's not like, here's a crime scene and we want you to stay out of the crime scene. It's we're a moving crime scene. We're going into the court where you're having your immigration hearing. Right. We're going into the parking lot of Home Depot where you're, pushing carts as your job. It's not like yellow tape around a body. It's just like a moving wherever we want to be. That's the crime scene. And wherever we tell you and what to do and get out of the way, you have to listen or I'm going to shoot you. That's essentially where we're at right now.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm a little too hyped up and passionate about this. But
I remember the second
me.
thing. This is very bothersome, what's going on. I was fucking pissed. I remember the second thing that I wanted to bring into this, which is...
Yeah, well, hurry up and say it before you forget it.
All right. Well, why'd you interrupt me? I can't remember it now. No, I got it. It's the way that American gun culture plays into all this. And not to go on like a whole thing about guns, but the way we're nitpicking, like, did she do this? She was turning the wheel and, was she coming at him? none of that matters. Like, there's no justified killing here. His life was not in danger. And we
Right.
tend to believe, and people who are gun enthusiasts tend to believe that any infraction is a killable offense. If you trespass on my land, I can shoot you. If
Right.
I feel, if you're walking too close to me, I can shoot you. I can stand my ground. And there's
Right.
no differentiation between like what is an appropriate, like it's an eye for an eye, not an eye for my foot up your ass,
Yes.
Exactly.
There has to
Exactly.
be.
Proportionate response in the use
There
of
has
force.
to be.
When you are a police officer and you go through the extensive training that our proud officers do, and I guess I'm more in Jeremy's camp. It's a hard job. I don't want to do it. It must be done. We need them desperately. And I'm fortunate enough to live in Suffolk County, where we have some of the finest and highest paid, maybe there's a coincidence there, police officers in the country. And they do a fantastic job. So when I see hundreds or thousands of officers getting staffed up in a federal agency, it scares me that these guys just do not have the quality and commitment to public service that traditional law enforcement does. When you're in law enforcement as a federal agent for ICE or as a police officer, dealing with civilians, you are blessed and endowed with a lawful monopoly on the use of deadly force. Do you know how powerful that is?
Yeah.
You have a lawful monopoly on the use of deadly force. You better fucking use it right. And you're goddamn right we're going to say something when you don't. There were protests very locally to me. You guys know where I live, and in Fort Jeff Station, on Route 112, there's a little train car they set up as like a visitor center, a tourist type thing. There was a significant crowd yesterday gathering, expressing themselves. I assume in concert with other nationwide protests that I know were going on. I did not participate. I'm vocally active, but not very kinetically active.
I was telling someone this same thing the other day. It's like, you won't find me at a protest. I don't do that. But every waking minute of my day is protesting.
Oh, you do your part, Jer.
I do my part.
Definitely, you do your part.
But I'm not inclined to like be out there and screaming in some guy's face. That's just not how I roll. But you brought up something that has nothing to do with anything that I just wanted to put an aside in there. When I was a kid, my dad and mom, Shirley and Joel, took me to Port Jeff. And they bought me one of those like monkeys where you put your hand up its ass and use it as a puppet in Port Jeff. And we named
it have the arms that went around your
neck with the
and waist?
Velcro.
Yeah. I had one of those too.
I had like quite a few of those. I think I collected them. But it was named PJ after Port Jefferson. Just FYI.
How lovely.
So we just put that in the middle of this contentious discussion we're having about the shooting of Miss Good. Renee Good is her name.
I love your micro nostalgia, Jeremy.
I would just like to add that my monkey's name was Reuven with a V, named after my parents' Israeli tour guide.
Okay.
I don't know why I did that. I didn't go to Israel. They did.
And my name, my Hebrew name is Reuven, by the way. Reuven Yitzchak ben Yosef.
All right. Getting a little too Jewish
a shalom
in here.
to you. A shalom to you all.
Very respectable.
Hey, before we get back to this ICE thing, just in the interest of equal time, just want to say real quick. Yeah, there are good plumbers and bad plumbers, Jeremy, but the difference is they don't have a union that protects them for killing you when your cesspool blows up. And Mike, I'm sure you think the Suffolk County Police do a bang up job. I would ask the people of color in your area how they think it's going. That is all.
Man.
He's calling our white privilege out, essentially. But listen,
fair and appropriate.
There are corrupt police officers, and the treatment of there's inequity and inequality in this country that has now been swept under the rug as like dirty words of DEI.
Yeah.
And I hear you.
You know what another dirty word is?
What's that?
Union. People hate unions, but look how strong the police union is. You get to kill people. It's a benefit.
You just reminded me what I was saying before. In the same vein, it would be great in like some kind of weird pluribus style sci-fi if the people that are proudly celebrating the murder of Ms. Good, and that this ICE guy was justified, if those people could end up in the same, timeline as the January 6th, what do you call it, insurrectionists.
Right.
I would love for them to like almost meet in one of those like Scooby-Doo meets the Jetsons, or what is it, Flintstones meets the Jetsons kind of ways, where they're like face to face, and it's like a big wide shot.
Where you're saying
what
some
now?
kind of weird universe where the ICE law enforcement is protecting the Capitol on January 6th against the protesters.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
I would say
hilarious.
we already sort of
I'd
live
like
in
to
that
see that.
universe because the people who are supporting ICE are also the people who beat the shit out of cops and killed them on January 6th.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
could just ask them. Have them have them look in the mirror.
I guess
sorry.
But my point is that the sort of like the cop was justified in shooting. They don't believe that the cop was justified in shooting Ashley Babbitt.
Exactly, right?
But they
She
believe
was
the cop was
breaking
shooting
through a window,
Yeah.
trying to break into the Capitol as part of a mob. She
Yeah.
wasn't stopping. He said, "Buddy, I'm gonna shoot you in the face."
Yeah.
And she kept going through
She
the
kept
window.
climbing.
But
Yeah.
they say, that was excessive force, unlawful killing. Rorschach.
She wasn't like looking through the window like, "Hey, I'm not mad at you, dude." She was mad. She was climbing and mad.
Brilliant.
All right, stop. Do as you're told and listen. ICE is back, gonna pack you in detention. Something grabs a hold of you tightly. You can suck on these nuts if you think you can fight me. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Just turn off the news and don't vote. To the extreme, I work the law like a vandal. Light up your face with a taser in my handle. Man, don't rush. I got a gun that goes boom. Try and test ICE. This ain't dog day afternoon. If migrants are the problem, yo, I can't solve it. But check out my right hook in this dope new revolver. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby.
Anyway,
just to wrap
ICE.
or circle back to ICE or wrap on it. Renee Good is the China that gets broken in Trump's bull in a China shop metaphor. And they're openly saying unapologetically, look, this is what happens. They're telegraphing to all of us that we're going to see more of this. And indeed, that is the only reasonable expectation for any of us to have. Based on what we're seeing now.
If we want to continue to live in a free society, we must do as we're told when told by people with guns.
Have you been following any of the Elon Musk RAHOA stuff going on what used to be called Twitter?
No.
Do you know what RAHOA stands for?
I do not.
I don't either.
Race holy war, I think it is, something to that effect.
Yeah.
The RAHOA is like a white nationalist code for the race holy war that is to come. Elon Musk is re-Xing hundreds of accounts that are decrying the end of white civilization as we know it.
What do you mean re-Xing?
Retweeting.
Retweeting in an
okay.
X world is called re-Xing.
Yeah, please only dead name Twitter.
Yeah, yeah, good idea. That's what I do.
So, like, he, of course, jumped into the fray on this ICE thing because he's back in the Trump fold. But if you watch what is going on your timelines with him right now, where he's force feeding white nationalism, and not in like a cheeky way, not in a like, did I do a Nazi salute or was I waving? It wasn't. There's no ambiguity left with Elon Musk's bullshit. I had like a Twitter post I did where I screen grabbed what my timeline looked like at one given moment. Here it is. Let me share with you guys. This will show you exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm getting good at this. Ooh, boom. All right. The Democrats hate ICE because ICE deports their illegal voting base. Correct. Demographic replacement is an extremist position, 100%. Imagine how many lies they got away with before Elon gave us X. Yeah, so many. Grok treats everyone equally. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, Mexican, or any background. Yes. And then Nick Fuentes, who's an actual Nazi.
I think it's
So
interesting that they're still throttling his tweets so that he gets seen more.
Nick Fuentes or
No,
Elon.
no, Elon. Like, do you follow him?
No, I don't follow him or Nick Fuentes.
Right. So,
Lest you think I'm into Nazis.
that you see like 4 or 5 tweets from Elon Musk is built into the fucking algorithm.
I wish it was 4 or 5. I have
Nah.
a steady stream of Elon Musk white supremacy
Yeah,
that is just coming down the fucking timeline.
built
And it's
into the
I didn't
platform.
even show you the worst shit. He is essentially saying that if we don't stop the coloreds from taking over this planet, white people are going to be murdered. Because sure, when the blacks and the browns take over, they're not going to be like us whites and letting them coexist. That's like exact shit
Yeah.
he's posting. This should not be the kind of steady stream from the guy that owns the town square where my kids' school are having their teachers communicate, what's coming up on their after school activities.
Right.
Shouldn't be a mix. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but this week, Grok, which is the AI chat bot,
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Grok started taking underage girls' photos that are uploaded to the site and putting them in sexually compromised positions, putting them in bikinis, undressing them, whatever was requested from the sort of fleet of miscreants that love X and Grok and Elon Musk. They were having their way with girls of all ages without consent, and nobody was stopping it. Grok was, free. I think what I read was Elon just like 2 weeks ago, he took the security protocols off of Grok in an effort to say, like, why are we limiting free speech and what people can do with our software?
That's why.
And like all of a sudden, people were undressing underage kids, and CSAM was everywhere on Twitter. And if you asked Grok, who usually will defend to the bitter end, it was clear that someone had programmed in some sort of legal ass covering. Grok was like, I know, I'm aware this is happening.
I know, isn't it terrible?
We're doing everything in our power.
Jer, I don't know if you know this is true. I heard it was only for subscribers, people that actually pay for Grok, not just people that use free trials of it.
I don't know that distinction, but everyone could see what was happening. Like,
I think the functionality is available to people who pay for it, because I know there's like Grok has something called unhinged mode that's only for subscribers, and it's just like makes racist jokes and shit. So I would imagine this is also for people, but once they like produce the content, they can post it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's worth making that distinction that you have to pay for this privilege to create
That's true.
illegal child pornography.
Right.
You have, and Grok is literally profiting from it when they accept that money to allow people to make pictures. I see the
also
enterprise.
think about how many people are shelling out money so they can make kiddie porn.
Yeah, I think it was like it became one of those things where everyone has to comment on something. Before I take this off, some people really do. Elon writes, when a guy says, "Guys, they just want to eradicate white people." It's that simple.
Yeah. And I think it was I can already see his defense in the future. He's like, "Well, I said some. Obviously not all people."
I mean, yeah, just holy shit. Like,
well, it's an idea. We have to work out the bugs.
Right.
This guy's in like a ketamine racial spiral. And it's just crazy that no one is calling him out on it. But like, actually, one person's calling him out on it. Ashley St. Clair, this woman that I think maybe even is romantically linked to Elon Musk.
Is she one of the baby mamas?
I think she might be. I don't want to misidentify her.
She was like that right. I thought she was the right-leaning blogger or influencer activist who got with Elon, had his baby, and then
she wrote
expected to be treated like a queen forevermore.
Inbox, other journalists confirming these images are being produced by Grok of infants and toddlers. And you see this person's post about his being a father in Oklahoma. I'm a father in Oklahoma. My daughter just turned 6 literally yesterday. I just want to say thank you for fighting against Grok, altering underage photos. Please do not stop, or you're fighting for more than you know. But this woman is, she has been the victim of this stuff, and people were sending like what was going on to her, Ashley St. Clair, or St. Clair Ashley, if you want to follow her. But yeah, just despicable and unchecked. And I can't believe, and I think the UK might stop allowing X as a app in their countries as a result of that. So he might lose Twitter in England and Scotland and others, Wales.
He doesn't
as a result.
care. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He has enough money.
All on the way to becoming the world's first trillionaire.
Yeah.
Which he is poised to accomplish that, hit that benchmark.
Now, listen, if this guy is knowingly facilitating a software that allows CSAM and unconsented, what do you call it? What's it called? Not sex shaming, but slut shaming, or yeah, when you take someone's image and you make them
Revenge
naked.
porn.
Revenge porn. Thanks, Dave. If he is doing that, then he could go to jail in several different countries. It stops being like just some boo boo by a
pardoned.
tech guy. Yeah, there's that. Depends what country.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he's
so
a national security asset, so I could see Trump pardoning him because we need Elon here.
Yeah.
We don't have him here, then we can't get to Mars.
There's some crazy things going on lately, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the world is turned upside down.
We only really scratched the surface. I mean, I think rightfully spent a lot of time talking about Minneapolis because that is some fucked up shit. And I know all three of us have been emotionally moved by this.
Yes.
This isn't just, another day of Trump's bullshit that has far-reaching repercussions. Venezuela is remarkable. Again, I'm still spinning this as a wag the dog story, but when you think about it's one thing to go in and illegally kidnap another country's head of state. I sort of agree with the talking point that makes the whole world less safe when the U.S. steps away from abiding by the rule of law and acknowledging that there are certain standards and rules we all live by. I think that puts us all in trouble, and the price will be paid over years and decades, not in the short term.
Right.
Same with Venezuela. When only Trump would step in and so blithely say something like, "Yeah, we're going to run Venezuela for a while." I mean, can you imagine the hubris and at least in Iraq, they knew it was what do you call something that's like, once you touch it, you're stuck with it. And
quagmire.
Yeah, they knew Iraq was a quagmire, but Trump doesn't even smell a quagmire. He doesn't.
It's not somebody else will deal with it. Like he doesn't have to put any of the work in.
Did you see who he wants to appoint to run Venezuela?
Yeah, Rubio, Viceroy Rubio,
Stephen Miller.
Oh my God.
The funniest thing to me that happened this week, it's not funny, but that's funny, was that Donald Trump was scolding the Khomeini in Iran for murdering his own people. He chose this week to do that. And it's like, I think it plays into like the jealousy of Donald Trump. Hear me out for just 1 second. When someone wins an Emmy, Trump gets all like nasty about it because he didn't win an Emmy. Right. Or when someone has a successful film or a peace prize, thank you. His like thing is to sort of, I should be getting this. So in the same way, like that the Khomeini is having his thugs murder its own citizens in Iran. He's like, what? I'm doing that. I should get the credit. So like, if you kill your citizens, you're gonna have trouble because this guy's stealing his thunder of killing his own citizens. I mean, that I hate to say it, but that feels real.
Well, I don't see it like that. I see Trump as jumping into the Iran scene and saying stupid things like we're going to bomb you or we have the protesters' backs, just as more bluster and more flooding the zone with absolute
Subterfuge.
nonsense. That's the most hay he can make out of the Iran situation for right now. And he'll try as hard as he can, of course, to take credit for any possible good outcome that happens. Like, oh, well, we bombed them. We backed Israel. Anything bad happens, he can distance himself from. But that's the problem with Venezuela is bad things are going to happen, especially for the people of Venezuela. Because
what's going to happen with the lady that is going to give him her Nobel? You can't physically give someone your Nobel, by the way.
Not transferable. I think
It's not
they're marked
transferable.
non-transferable when you get them.
Right. Like, I could give you guys my Emmy nominations, but that doesn't mean that you're Emmy-nominated filmmakers.
Sure. How much for your YouTube plaque?
Right?
Yeah. Let's talk numbers here. How much for the YouTube plaque?
You want the YouTube plaque?
Name your price.
There is it. That guy.
I'll give you Kamchatka for the YouTube plaque.
Right.
At least during the Gulf War, there was a veil of credibility over the notion that it wasn't just blood for oil.
Yeah.
Trump embraces the notion that we're there for the oil. It's very Patrick Star of him as far as, a presidential style. I think we have to award Trump with the Patrick Star presidential medal.
Patrick
Trump
Star
of
SpongeBob?
SpongeBob fame. Yeah, who
I
just
wasn't a
says,
watcher of that, so I don't know the
outrageously
reference.
silly and stupid things.
Okay.
Venezuela has oil and Greenland has eggs. We're gonna have so much mayonnaise.
Like Trump, if Trump came out and said we are going to bomb Iran because they have imaginary weapons of mass destruction, it would be akin to that. Like just saying the quiet part out loud, without sending out Colin Powell to do your dirty work of lying or whatever.
It's just amazing how naked Trump is in his agenda and ambition. There's no statesmanship. There's just like raw desire on a state level. Oh, we want Greenland. Oh, we want Venezuela.
You think he's still dying of whatever ailments they're causing him to have his bruising and
I mean,
I'm totally not honing in on his health issues. I assume
I'm on record as saying he's never going to die, by the way.
Yeah, well, when you strike a deal with the devil, I assume the healthcare benefits are part of the standard.
You raise, by the way, in the din of all of this craziness, the Senate voted for a 3-year extension on Obamacare.
Yeah, that was the good news.
Slapped Trump's hand on Venezuela. These were 2 fires across the bow in terms of his rock solid control of Republicans.
Right, breaking ranks.
So, and that stuff didn't get any airplay. Of course it didn't. But like that is happening. So, I don't know. Like he's pissing off some of his own rank and file Republicans by saying things like we're going to run Venezuela.
We're going to invade Greenland by having the Pentagon draw up invasion plans for a NATO ally territory that runs in direct violation of Article 5 and upon execution completely dissolves NATO, basically.
That's
Makes
when
it
like
irrelevant.
Susan Collins and Lisa whatever McCursky, they stop being like, oh, I'm very outraged about this. And they like show up and they're like, I'm going to fucking take you down. Like that's the bridge too far for those ladies. Especially Lisa Mazursky, whatever. She's Alaska, right? Like that's in her own backyard.
Yeah.
Wait, I just want to go back to the Obamacare thing because that passed in the House, which is a complete defiance of Mike Johnson. The repudiation of him. Like it took, I think, 17 Republicans to push it over. So I don't know if these are 17 who have resigned or they don't care or they're finally like just grew.
Who are they? Let's find out which ones they are. All right, we'll find out from our good friend Chat Gippet. 17 House Republicans. You ready? Bob Berejnahan. So Pennsylvania, Ohio, one chick from Texas, Monica De La Cruz, another Pennsylvania, New York, of course. I'm giving the states because, like, I don't know who these people are. Do you know reps? Colorado, Ohio, New Jersey, New York, Mike Lawler, another Pennsylvania. And it's all like East Coast Republicans, or Blue Dog Republicans, as they've once known. One Iowa guy, Zach Nunn, Maria Elvira Salazar from Florida, David Valado, California, Wisconsin, Virginia, and Ohio. None of these are, with the exception of Lawler, just because we're in New York, are anyone that you've heard of. They're not the usual, like Marjorie Taylor Greens and whatnot.
Right.
And the vote was not literally a direct vote to kill Obamacare.
There was just
wasn't it? To override the leadership's effort to not renew enhanced ACA subsidies.
Well, they extended the subsidies for 3 years.
Yes.
Well, that was the bill, right?
They voted to override the GOP leadership's effort to not renew enhanced ACA subsidies.
There's too many negatives in that.
You don't like my doublespeak?
I can't even parse it.
They voted to override what the leadership was efforting to not renew.
Yeah, you lost me again.
Well,
wait, ChatGPT, explain this to me like I am a 5th grader. I'm kidding. But yeah, so like, what does that mean? That means that
what it means
Americans
is the people got exactly what they voted for in Trump, which is somebody who just does not care about health care, has had years to come up with a plan, hasn't come up with one, can't come up with one, and just doesn't give a rat's ass about your health care. Sorry.
No, because it doesn't do anything for him. He wants, awards and money.
What could it possibly do for him? Why doesn't everybody just go to Walter Reed like he does? What's the problem?
Right.
It's so easy.
He sneaks over to Walter Reed, gets his little IV in the old handy poo, and then, there was a funny, odd moment that kind of points to his poor health yesterday or the day before, where Marco Rubio handed him a note.
I saw that, yes.
When like you hand someone a note to read that they shouldn't read out loud? It's like a note to give them some hidden information.
Right. Well, Trump you have a booger on your face.
Yeah. So Rubio hands Trump a note during a meeting with oil execs, and Trump picks up and goes, he wants me to talk to the Texaco oil guys, or whatever the hell the note said.
Chevron. It was Chevron.
Chevron. Right.
Oh, let's watch. I'm going to pull that up. We should watch that.
Yeah, pull that up.
Oh my God.
You hear some flack from like the oil, either I guess on their team that was trying to like clean up on aisle 7. Pretty funny moment.
Man. That's what happens when you bring Grandpa to the meeting without a nap.
Some viewer pointed out, and we should listen to this when Dave finds the clip, that Trump is making slurping noises during this, which is a key element of having dementia. And this could have been a dementia moment. So let's watch it with that in mind.
I just want to say on that note real quick, there's a guy on Instagram I've been watching. It's sort of like a daily affirmation where he just picks apart some behavior that Trump did that day, and with his knowledge as a physical therapist, blah, 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 he just tells you why this is frontal temporal dementia. and he just follows the same formula every time. Like he does the intro, says this thing, and then at the end, he's like, I give this guy like 2 to 4 months to live, or until they invoke the 25th Amendment, So it's fun. It makes you feel good. It's a pick me up.
I like
all right.
We need something.
First off, you got to tell us who that is so we can all follow him.
His username is Epistemicrisis.
Epistemicrisis?
All right. You can see it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me turn the sound on.
Can we hear it?
You'll make it back one way or the other. You're all going to do very well. I think really very well. Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. Go ahead. I'm going back to Chevron, Mark. Thank you, Marco.
Was there a question, Mr. President?
Yes, go ahead, Marco. What are you saying here?
Mark, if you can update us on operations in the ground.
I think that's all we need to see, right?
So that's all we need to see.
All right.
But that guy who jumped in with the Mark, could you do that guy's doing damage control right there. I didn't hear such a pronounced slurp.
No.
I'm just getting this in from Marco. Apparently my fly is down. So bear with me here. I'm going to zip it up.
So I just want to watch Marco's face this time.
Oh yeah, let's see it.
Thank you. You'll make it back one way or the other. You're all going to do very well. I think really very well. Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. Go ahead. I'm going back to Chevron, Marco.
He's like, oh yeah, Trump's being fucked up. My immediate reaction should be suppressed, and I should start smiling. That's what was going on in his head.
Right.
Tell me that wasn't going on. Unbelievable.
I didn't see this incident where he got up to the window. I only saw the note thing.
That's, that's on you. You need to eat your daily vitamins, so to speak, of Trump fuck ups and weirdness.
Guess so.
There's a running list if you need it. Every day I will send you. Trump did this, Trump did that. I mean, I'm mining this shit because I'm trying to figure out what the hell to make funny,
Right.
But like that stuff is like, Michelle brought up the note passing to me. She's like, hey, you should do something with Marco Rubio passing him a note. And at the time I was sort of like, that's not like a full thing I would do. That'd be like in the grifters, some little like, joke you do. So, but I don't mean to dismiss her, because she has good ideas, but that falls in my bucket of little things to remember.
Yeah.
Of Trump. So does the window look, There's just so much. He gives you so much.
He's a content machine.
I got to look at this myself.
O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Well, what do you know? I can see my house from here. We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of the dream. Sometimes I can't help but think, I wonder if Daddy would love me now. Did you hear that? It's Vladimir Putin.
You are watching Generation Exile.
I really hate that sad loser, Mr. Neuberger.
Who, me?